All right, that a roundup of our top stories. Time now to get an update on the business news. And Yuka joining us in the studio. Yuka, you're starting with the latest setback for Tesla.
Well, the top US financial regulator has sued Tesla CEO Elon Musk, accusing him of fraud. The Securities and Exchange Commission says that Musk made a baseless claim in a tweet about taking Tesla private at $420 million a share. It wants Musk out of the job as head of a publicly traded company. The US Justice Department is also investigating. Peter O'Brien has the details.
A tweet with a reference to cannabis that keeps coming back to burn Tesla's CEO. The Securities and Exchange Commission has asked a federal court to remove Elon Musk from the role, saying he committed securities fraud by making a groundless claim on Twitter in August.
Musk's statements misled members of the investing public to believe that it was virtually certain he could take Tesla private at a price of $420 per share, which was a substantial premium over its share price at that time.
They say he arrived at the number because of its significance in marijuana culture, and it was intended to make his girlfriend laugh. A Saudi investment fund that owns 5% of Tesla had expressed interest in making the company private, but any such plans were scrapped later that month. The US Justice Department has also questioned Tesla about Elon Musk's tweets. He's responded by saying he never compromised his integrity.
This unjustified action by the SEC leaves me deeply saddened and disappointed. I have always taken action in the best interests of truth, transparency and investors.
The tweet came as Tesla's stock was under pressure because of questions about the company's finances and Elon Musk's erratic behaviour. The electric car maker has missed several production targets and is burning through cash. Meanwhile, the CEO has smoked weed on a podcast and repeatedly attacked a British diver who helped rescue children from a cave in Thailand. Tesla's stock has plummeted by almost a third since the tweet.
Turning now to Italy. The government has agreed on spending plans which target the budget deficit at 2.4% of GDP for the next 3 years. Technocrat Economy Minister Giovanni Tria, who's not affiliated to either of the ruling parties, wanted a deficit set below 2% to meet the EU's demands to cut deficit. But the coalition government of the Five Star Movement and the League wanted to spend more to fund their campaign promises, including a basic income and tax cuts. European Economic Affairs Commissioner Pierre Moscovici warns that Italy must reduce its public debt, which remains explosive. He says it's not in the interest of the European Union if Italy doesn't respect the rules. Now, that decision in Italy has had an impact on the stock markets, with Milan opening down 1.3%. The rest of the European markets it's coming now. As you can see, Paris's CAC 40 down 0.5 percentage point, and Frankfurt's DAX and London's FTSE also down on the final day of the trading week. Now, our Asian shares were mostly up, though, this Friday, with Tokyo's Nikkei hitting a 27-year high at one point, helped by a weaker yen. Some more of the business headlines at this hour for you. And around 250 Ryanair flights are being grounded this Friday, affecting over 40,000 passengers as the low-cost carrier faces fresh strikes by employees. The airline was expecting to cancel about 150 flights, but that number was increased yesterday by 100 after Germany's pilots union said it would join the strike. Travellers in Spain, Belgium, the Netherlands, Portugal and Italy will also be affected by the walkouts. Germany's industrial conglomerate THYSSENKRUPP will split into two companies, one focused on products and the other on materials. The company's executives gave in to years of investor pressure, even though the German government has resisted the move. It marks the group's biggest overhaul since the merger of Thyssen and Krupp 20 years ago. And Rolls-Royce is facing fresh problems related to its Trent 1000 engines. The turbine maker says the turbine's blades are wearing out faster than expected. The announcement has grounded more Boeing 787s for early repairs. As many as 30 to 40 engines could be affected, according to the company. And that wraps up the business segment for you now.
All right, thank you, Yuka. Yuka Roya with a look at the business news. She'll be back a little bit later in the day, and she'll have more headlines